Hey everyone, and welcome to Hollywood Hills episode number 23. An important episode as well because we are now officially at the halfway marker of the season. This weekend it was GXCC round number 4 out in Ventersdorp, a fresh one as well, but we won't talk too much about that. The point is, it is the 4th round of their 8-round championship, and we are now starting to understand the players in the championship. It's a crazy one, and it is going to be a nail-biter all the way through the finish. There's no real stretch-out, stand-out leaders at the moment, and it is still all to play for. So me and the LiveX boys, we're going to be smashing out the edits over the next couple of weeks. For the pro categories, top 10 are going to make the cut. For the support class, top 5 make the slice. So fingers crossed you guys are going to get a little bit more famous. For now though, I've got Vans Racing and Farm Jam shirt on because we are building up to round number 3 of the Farm Jam series. Big gap between rounds 2 and 3, and that was just to make room in the calendar. Now we are busting things in, going forward into round number 3, and that also marks Farm Jam's halfway marker of their 2021 championship. Where we're going, and you guys are going to laugh at me because I'm going to get this pronunciation wrong, guaranteed. Ziahuakat, or Ziahuakat, I can't figure that one out. Basically, it is just 20 minutes out the back of Middelburg, so we'll be heading out there for round number 3 on the 3rd of July. Entries are open, guys, so go onto Race Control, get those entries in. We've seen huge numbers at Farms Jams 1 and 2. We're guaranteed to see some great numbers because we've left those poor guys out there with no racing for about 2.5 months. We're going to see banger entries, so get them in, and remember, you're going to be gating on your championship gates that you scored the points in from round 1 and 2. So super important, those early rounds and those good results, and that's going to give you a good gate going forward into round number 3 and the rest of the season. Remember, we are running a 6-round championship for the Farm Jammers. So round number 3 is building up. The track looks like it is going to be a very mixed terrain. It's going to be very cool. Looks like it's got some good flow, a lot of grassland out there, a little bit of forest, a little bit of tech, but generally really good flow. Somewhere in between rounds 1 and 2 from what I'm seeing on the page at the moment, but you can guarantee it's going to have an awesome flow. Expect around about a 10K for the junior loop, and for the senior loop we'll work round about the 30K marker. Leon either goes a little bit under or a little bit over depending on the terrain he's got to work with, but they've had a ton of time though, so they've done a lot of scouting. They've put a lot of effort into finding some really good terrain that's got a mix of absolutely everything, and based on how round 1 and 2 went, this looks like it's going to be the perfect event. So get those entries in. We can't wait to head up the road and see you guys. So it's going to be a fun one for us as well. We're also going to be debuting the Goon Wagon. I'm going to be riding that on the Friday before the event to go and check out some of the camera positions, and we'll start making some noise about Goon Wagon a little bit later, but for now we're leaving it alone. The meat and potatoes work is getting done by Styler over at Shimwell's, and we're just excited to actually finish off that project. But get those entries in for Farm Jam, guys. It's going to be an absolute belter. Then let's talk about what's coming down the pipe in the rest of July. So there's 1 or 2 other events. Obviously last weekend was the Impy as well, so lots of enduro stuff happening. And then at the end of July, we go forward into GXCC round number 5. So very interesting event that is going to be in Verena, and it's going to really mark the beginning of the second half of the championship. So this is where things start to get real nervous. Everyone has kind of come out of that winter slump. Everyone's going to be wanting to get warmer, and it is going to get warmer and brighter as well. So it's a very exciting event for us as well from production. It's going to be fun to see who turns up, who has survived the winter cold and their machines, and who turns up on new 2022 fresh kit and bikes. This is always when I see the guys roll out a fresh pair of boots, always after the winter break. Then you'll start to notice on my social media pages, I've started working once again with Red Cherry Adventures. Now, Red Cherry are the guys that run the ice events, but of course, with the restrictions that we have on crowds, and remember, they had something like 20 or 30,000 people down at the ice events that I used to work with them over the last 4 years. We can't do that in the Barkens Valley. So now we're going to go out to Rhodes. It is going to be a 3-day last man standing knockout tough enduro event, and here are the Red Cherry guys to tell us all about it.
I'm standing here in the heart of Port Elizabeth, Barkens Valley. You may be very familiar with the site. For the last 6 years, we've staged the most incredible inner city enduro event, Last Man Standing. Due to COVID regulations, unfortunately, this can no longer happen. No spectators allowed, so we found a new venue for us, except it's a 3-day ice. It'll happen from Rhodes, just south of Tiffindale Ski Resort in the Maluti Mountains. Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Thursday you arrive, you get a hobby sticker for your bike. You go out into the wilderness and you should come back alive. All of you should survive. Friday morning, you get migrated to an elite rider and you lose 50% of the field. Friday lunchtime, you then become an expert rider. And by the end of Friday, we should be left with only 10 riders. The last day, spectator heaven. This is when true ice will be there. Last man standing, 60,000 Rand prize money. And you've got to navigate up to Ben McDo Pass on the top of Malooties. It's going to be special, guys. Can't wait to see you. www.redcherrytough.co.za.
So that's coming up later in the year, but there's going to be a big media program driving entries, driving awareness, and really putting the name of Tough Enduro out there. I'm going to be working the event. I'm super excited to work with Mike and the crew down there for Red Cherry once again. And I'll have my ice cap on, but they'll no doubt roll out some cool Tough Enduro branding. But that is something to look forward to. I'm also going to be speaking to a couple of the riders closer to the time to talk about how the event is going to break down, as well as the event organizers. So watch out for a little bit more meat for the Tough Enduros coming down the pipe. For now, guys, enjoy the shows that we're putting out. The LiveX boys are bleeding for you guys at the moment, putting out some absolute digital gold, and we can't wait to see what the rest of the season holds. So stay tuned, keep subscribing, get those numbers up there, keep pinning, keep racing, and we will come back to you with the final build of the Goon Wagon as we get ready for Farm Jam round number 3. Laters.